Hey, what are you doing?
I'm cleaning the drain pipes. I'm wiping them
Why?
down
Why?
because I'm going to wrap them.
Okay. So we should probably share why we need to wrap these exterior dump pipes in heat tape.
So last year, March of last year, we went to a local state park in March. It was in the mid 30s. We like to winter camp when we can, but we try to stay local just in case it gets too bad. That night that we camped, it got down to 11 degrees. And we weren't concerned about that because, well, our tanks are heated.
Yeah.
And then we got home to dump. And then we realized that the pole thing, whatever you call those things,
I don't know.
yeah,
The
the gray and
pole
black pole tank, they were frozen. So we couldn't dump our tanks. So we had to wait like 3 or 4 days until the weather got warm enough in order for those to open up. And I even went as far as using the hairdryer. That doesn't work. I was out here for 20 minutes. It was about 20 degrees out. It was windy, and I'm like, what am I doing? So that's why we're doing it again for this year, because we like to winter camp. And that was the Wink Link.
I would call that the epic fail. So this was funny, right? So not only did it freeze, so we couldn't dump the tanks. And typically, think about winter camping. Winter camping, you're going to camp like you're boondocking. You're going to fill up your freshwater tank. You're going to use your tanks. You're not going to really hook up to water,
Right.
Because it's in the Northeast. It's not going to be real common that the hydrants at sites are going to be heated. Even if you have a heated hose, you're kind of, out of water.
You can't rely on that.
And then I brought you a hairdryer, an older hairdryer, and you burned it out. Like completely burned out the hairdryer.
Trying to heat up those pipes.
It was hilarious. It was kind of funny. I was laughing. He was not. So we had to wait for it to just kind of warm up. A couple days it warmed up enough, and then we were able to dump. But it would have been great if we didn't have to wait. Like if we could just, when we feel like it, we can dump the tanks in the wintertime. Because we're not going to stop winter camping, because winter camping is
So much fun.
It's so great. It's so great. And we could certainly talk about that at length in another video. But so
Let's get to it.
let's get to it.
I'm ready to wrap this up. Get it?
That was funny. You're funny.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny. Okay.
Okay, be right back. All right, so this is the parts I think I'm gonna need. I got a 6-foot heated cable, and I've also got a 3-foot. And that's because we actually have 2 different pipes coming into the center. And I don't know if I need one for each, or I can just make the 6-foot work. We're gonna find out. Then I've got the pipe wrap that has the aluminum on it too. I got plenty of that. I'm gonna wrap it probably twice. And then I've got some Eternabond that I'm gonna finish all this off with when I'm done. And you need electrical tape to hold everything together. And that's it. So first things first, I gotta take the heated cables out of the plastic. Like I said, I got 2, a 6-foot and a 3-foot. I'm gonna try to get it all done with one of the 6-foot, but if I need both of them, doesn't matter. Oh, it just kind of fell apart. Wow, there's not a whole lot to this. Very, very thin lines. It's a lot thinner than I thought. Huh. All right, so this is 6 foot. Well, this might be plenty. So this right here, I believe, is the heat sensor to see how cold it is. I'm not quite sure the benefit to that, unless you keep it plugged in all the time. Then this will know when to turn on and off. I don't know if we'll need that feature, but anyway. So the next thing I want to do is I want to instead of going from this end, wrapping it to this end, I want to go in reverse, because I need to make sure I have enough of this sticking out to plug in. I don't want to be short of it anywhere. I went ahead and the 6-foot was more than enough. I had so much that I actually wrapped it a couple times. I put plenty of black tape, electrical tape. Here's the sensor for the temperature. I've got that right directly onto the pipe. And it's pretty secure. Now I think I'm ready to wrap it. I'm gonna wrap it twice with that pipe wrap. The pipe wrap is cheap. and that's going to give you the insulation that you really need. So that's why I bought 2 rolls of 25 feet each. Going to be more than enough. Might only use 1, but you can never have enough. So I'm going to wrap it twice.
Perfect.
So that's what I'm going to do next.
Excellent.
So I think the way I'm going to do this is, instead of trying to roll this through and around, I'm just going to cut it down into just a couple of feet sections, wrap it, tape it, and then do it all over again. And again, when this is done, you won't even see this stuff. It's going to be wrapped up in the Eternibond tape. It doesn't have to look good, it just has to function. Well, as you can see by the time lapse, we finally got it wrapped. We did it twice. You could probably do it once, but it doesn't hurt to do it twice. There's no downside to it. And it just ensures a much better insulated pipe. So we were going to go with the Eternibond. After looking at that, yeah, that's not going to work. So I did have some Flex Fix aluminum tape. It's very strong and flexible. We're going to try this instead. It may or may not work. We're going to find out. Stay tuned.
So how was that to work with, that tape?
This tape actually worked very well.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy with it. It's very sticky. I sealed it up completely. We'll just see how it does, right?
Yeah.
And that's all we can do.
I think this is like with any other project. You have to see how it weathers, how it takes to like driving down the road, how it takes to cold and snow and rain.
Look how we did with the solar panels.
Right.
When we used tape to hold
We
solar
used
panels
tape,
on the
yeah.
RV.
And they were
And 3 years later, it's still holding up.
rock solid, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy with this.
So
as far as the cord, I'll probably wrap it around or something while we're
use
driving.
a magnet.
Or a magnet. I could use a magnet. I like using magnets.
I love magnets.
And then that gives us enough length when we get to a site.
And just
So what I'll probably do with this is, your sites always have a 50, a 30, and a 110, 15 or 20 amp. I'll probably just plug this directly into the 15 amp.
But then when we're at home, you know, just use an extension cord to the house.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right.
All right, I'm happy.
Oh, this is lovely. Look at that. It's very, very shiny. So that wasn't so hard.
No,
I think
It
it's
wasn't.
something that pretty much anybody can do. And we'll put a list of all of the parts down in the description. So if you really want to do this on your own, you can.
yeah. If any of you guys live in any kind of cold weather, I highly recommend it. You're playing it safe, and it didn't take long to do it all.
So that brings us to this. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. And if you haven't already, how about subscribe?
Please.
Also, hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll get notified that we put out a new video, and you get to watch it right away. And that would be
Awesome.
awesome. And as always,
Thanks for being our guest.
yeah.
See you guys.